Hi, I'm Ghosty, and this is TLDR Plays, the series where we review games in 5 minutes or less so that you can decide whether they're right for you. My Time at Sandrock is a life farming sim, where you play as Sandrock's newest builder on a mission to revive the town to its former glory. Still recovering from the calamity, your goal is to help the town rebuild new technologies and work on creating a successful farm, all to help inject life back into this withering oasis. Once you arrive in Sandrock, you start with the basics, learning how to build and meeting the townsfolk. As you progress, the game opens up with plot expansion, decoration, farming, and more. You can then take on optional commissions to increase your workshop rank and earn money. This, along with delving into the mines and waiting on things to craft, becomes a big part of your daily loop. My Time at Sandrock has a cute, smoothed over art style that on the Switch offers little detail and low texture quality. It often leads to NPCs staring at you with empty, lifeless expressions and objects loading in slower than you can run. I've seen PC gameplay and it looks to run relatively okay, but the Switch version leaves much to be desired and comes with a lot of issues that make it feel like an unfinished product. I have not played its predecessor, My Time at Portia, so I can't compare, but truthfully, My Time at Sandrock has made me not want to. Landscapes slowly load in, characters have been T-posing, and there's lots of frame drops and stuttering. The Switch is no PC, but for a genre where I feel a lot of the player base plays this style of game on Switch, you'd think a lot more of their time and energy would go into making a Switch release better right out of the gate. Onto the story, which seemed a bit all over the place at times. One minute the problem is the outlaws on the run, next you're fighting evil lizards. It's a lot of back and forth with a bland story that didn't get me hooked in any way. The side quests are more of a way to build on relationships rather than adding anything of substance to the overall story, and characters felt like they had little depth to them, which ended up giving me no interest in the romancing aspect of the game. For someone like myself who doesn't enjoy spending a great deal of time in character creation, I think it gives an extensive amount of customizable options without it being too overwhelming. However, there is no ability to change body type or height, it's just facial features and hairstyles along with a male or female body type option. I do like the crafting element to My Time at Sandrock. You select the blueprint from your handbook and it gives you a guide to what resources you need to build each item. The game also does well to let you know how to acquire each item, and no matter where you are, if you have items in storage, you can use them anywhere, which I love. The only problem I have with crafting is the wait time for materials to process. I regularly find myself standing idle waiting for them to finish, as I often have little else to do. The game boasts that you can explore vast deserts surrounding the city-state of Sandrock, but it's a lot of bleak nothingness to look at. The map is far too big, especially for how slow everything loads in. I'll get stuck running and then realize it's because something hasn't loaded in yet and it's in my way. There are faster ways to get around, such as the Yakmor stations or by getting your own horse, but they don't make up for the overall sluggishness. The farming aspect of the game happens much later than I expected. It's tied to the story, and I was many hours into the game before I was introduced to it. Once you get into farming, it's very straightforward. You then either sell the crops or use them in recipes. They're also a good additional way to decorate the workshop. Combat is a hack and slash style with not much skill needed, which is great for those who aren't too focused on the combat element. However, it's not completely avoidable, as there are combat sections tied to the story. There are both melee and ranged combat available, with the ability to lock onto an enemy to help you focus your attacks. It's mainly just a lot of button spamming with the occasional dodge. For leveling up, you gain experience from pretty much anything, gathering resources, completing commissions, crafting, and leveling up will increase your health, stamina, and endurance. The skill tree levels up separately to your main level. They are focused on gathering, workshop, combat, and social. They will level up individually by completing actions related to those specific trees. Each time you gain a level in a tree, you will get a new skill point to spend on passive bonuses. Despite a seemingly endless list of complaints, I do think I actually enjoy the game. However, it's more the ticking things off the to-do list part of me, which I can do in other games that offer a lot more enjoyment. And it's the performance issues along with the overall bleakness of the game which takes away a lot of the enjoyment for me. Other than that, it's your typical farming sim. Work on your house, tend to your farm, work on your relationships, and plod along through the story. Nothing revolutionary. 2023 offered farming sim fans so many options, to the point where I think companies really need to take a step back and work on making them stand out. My Time at Sandrock is out now on PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. And thank you to the My Time at Sandrock team for sending me a review code. Make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with all those indie games out there. Bye!